Let the proceedings begin.
Good evening. Welcome to the Fall 2016 Lee College Commencement Ceremonies. Graduates, this is your night. It's my pleasure to introduce two of our graduates. First of all, leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, Miss Kimberly Alexandria Tolivar, and she'll be followed with the invocation by Miss Shelley Nelson. Kimberly and Shelley, please come forward.
Will you please stand?
I'll tell you, we'll split. We'll go to that locker room.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
You may be seated. Please join me in the prayer. Dear God, on this special day of celebration, we ask you to bless all those who graduate today with goodness and love. We are grateful for our families, friends, and teachers who have given us love, support, and knowledge. We give thanks for the success we have achieved by earning a diploma from Lee College. Our hearts are filled with hope and joy as we look towards the future. Amen.
Kimberly and Shelley, thank you so very, very much. It is now my pleasure to introduce the chairman of the Lee College Board of Regents, Mr. Ron Haddix. Mr. Haddix?
Thank you, Dr. Brown. Welcome, Regents, President, Cabinet, faculty, and staff, ladies and gentlemen. To our graduates, we say congratulations. To our parents, to their parents, spouse, children, and friends of the graduates, we appreciate you for your support and encouragement. We applaud you. Lee College has a tradition over 80 years of experience in education, and this tradition is based on the lifeblood of the college, which of course is the fine faculty we have now and have had. So I'd like to ask you at this time to join me in thanking the faculty with a round of applause. Thank you so much. While we're talking about quality education, I'd like to point out something here, that one of the reasons that I really enjoy being on the Board of Regents is twice a year I get to see all these smiling faces of those of you that have been here and are graduating and leaving and going on to something else, and not leaving with a student loan debt of anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000, and you got a good education in the process. To our graduates, you arrived here today because you have accomplished something. And although this evening is a commencement of that accomplishment, it is the beginning of the next stage in your personal quest for education and career goals. I know that you will get off to a great start and go to great places, and that you can make a difference, a significant difference in many people's life as you go. The Lee College Board of Regents says best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Haddix. Well, graduates, it is a very special evening. And as I look out over you and realizing and knowing all that you did to be here tonight, I then look up into the stands. It's amazing who's here tonight to see you graduate. And I have no doubt that for each and every one of you, the folks in the stands played some part in ensuring that you were able to complete what you started. You're in a special group of college students, having now finished your certificate and/or your degree. We're certainly proud of you. Your family and friends are very, very proud of you. And you did it. You made it happen. For many of you, it's a dream come true. You probably weren't always sure if you were going to get through that math class or finish that English paper. There were a lot of challenges, maybe some obstacles, but you are here this evening. It's just your beginning. There is so much more to come for each and every one of you. And education, it doesn't stop tonight. Our education lasts a lifetime. You have set a course. Your path is before you. Now it's up to you to follow. However, let me ask you to do a really, really big favor. As you complete your studies here at Lee College, think about those who will come behind you, maybe brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews, friends. Help them to make the connection with higher education. Yes, I'd love them all to come to Lee College, but more importantly, they need to be in college, wherever that may be. I hope you remember Lee College when you leave. And as you exit the arena this evening, you'll have an invitation to be a part of the Lee College Alliance, which is our alumni association. And I hope you take that seriously, and I hope you be an active member and continue to stay connected with this institution. Mr. Haddix already mentioned our fabulous faculty and the staff that helped you, both in the classroom, in the labs, in the study halls, everywhere throughout this college where you needed assistance. They stood ready. They are a very, very special group of folks. And I can't tell you how pleasurable it is for me to be the president of that institution with the caliber of employees that we have. And when I see the number of graduates tonight, it speaks volumes about what they do in working with you to make sure that you're successful. You know, as I mentioned a moment ago, each and every one of you have had people who have assisted you to be here tonight. And certainly, to be president of this wonderful institution, I had a whole lot of people that assisted me. But one very special person who always joins us here every single graduation, and I would like her to stand, and that's my wife, Dr. Darlene Brown. Darlene, would you stand? So students, oh, wait a minute, graduates, you will always have someone who will be there with you and for you and to share your life's experiences. I cannot tell you again how happy we are to see you tonight and come across the stage and in a very, very formal way to conclude your educational experience at Lee College. But once again, there's much, much more to come. Well, this is a special time of year, the holiday seasons, family, friends, good times. I can't think of a better way to celebrate it and to kick it off than to have a graduation like we are tonight. I would also like to tell those who are in the audience tonight that graduations are a very solemn occasion. They're very important and they have a long-standing history throughout our country. And so as we go through our program tonight, I would ask you to be sure you got your cell phones off, and I would ask you to keep the noise to a very minimum so that our graduates and all of you in the audience can enjoy, for many, a once-in-a-lifetime experience, but it won't be the last time, because I'm sure there'll be other graduations to come. I would like at this time to introduce our platform guests. Please hold your applause. It never quite works that way, but I'll ask you anyways. Please hold your applause so that I can go through our platform guests, and then we'll give them a roaring round of applause at the conclusion. So I'm going to start on my right in the front row and introduce, and I'll ask them to stand as I introduce them. One of our regents, Susan Moore Fontenot. I heard it. Next to Susan, Regent Dr. Keith Coburn. As you already met a moment ago, our Chairman of the Board of Regents, Ronald Haddix. Our guest speaker, who I will be formally introducing to you in just a few moments, the Honorable State Senator, Ms. Sylvia Garcia. Our senior faculty who brought up the mace today, Dr. Dale Adams. Vice Chairman of the Board of Regents, Mr. Pete Alfaro. Regent Weston Cotton. Regent Mark Himsel. Now, on the second row, and I better check to make sure I didn't leave anybody out. Okay, I think I got it. Second row, starting over on my right, Chief Information Officer, Dr. Carolyn Lightfoot. Our Dean of Applied Sciences, Leighton Childress. Our Interim Dean of Academic Affairs, Dr. David Jaref-Jeske. Our Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Donetta Souchon. Our Vice President of Finance and Administration, Mr. Steve Evans. Our Registrar, this man made all of this happen tonight with a wonderful team of folks, Mr. Scott Bennett. Scott, thank you so much. Executive Director of Institutional Research, Effectiveness and Planning, Dr. Michael Fleming. Our Interim Vice President of Instruction, Dee Dee Griffith. Our Executive Vice President, Dr. Christina Ponce. Let me check. Got them all. All right. Not on the platform, but some very, very important people that I want to recognize. That's our Assembly Presidents. Karen Guthmiller is our Faculty Assembly President. Karen, I know you're here. Where are you, Karen? Scott Bennett, who doubles not only as our Registrar, but also is the Administrative Assembly President. Chris McClure, our Staff Assembly President. And Kyle Diamond, who serves as our Student Government Association President. We have a very special guest here tonight. Each graduation, we do have some students from our Impact Early College High School. And here, sitting in the back, I would like to, if you'd stand, Principal of the Impact Early College High School, Laura Reyes. Laura? Let's give everybody a round of applause. It's a tradition in commencement ceremonies to have a speaker who shares their thoughts and ideas as you transition from being a student to being a graduate. I cannot tell you how honored we are this evening to have a very, very special person delivering the commencement address. Let me tell you a little bit about Senator Sylvia Garcia. Senator Garcia is a native of the South Texas farming community of Palito Blanco, the 8th of 10 children. Senator Garcia learned at an early age the value of education and hard work. Growing up, she saw her parents struggle to raise 10 children. That is a challenge. Because of their struggles, her parents wanted to make sure each one of their children had a good education in order to better their lives. As a result, Senator Garcia worked hard and attended Texas Women's University on a scholarship, graduating with a degree in social work. However, she didn't stop there. She then received her Doctor of Jurisprudence degree from Thurgood Marshall School of Law at Texas Southern University. Aside from acquiring her education, Senator Garcia knew it was also her responsibility to give back to her community. As a social worker, early in her professional career, she protected our community's most vulnerable. Whether it was our children or our elderly, she made sure that no one was forgotten. Shortly afterwards, Senator Garcia entered her public service career with the City of Houston. She served as director and presiding judge of the Houston Municipal System for an unprecedented 5 terms under 2 mayors. There, she made our city court system effective and efficient for our community. When Senator Garcia was elected to city controller, she earned a reputation as the taxpayer's watchdog that fought to protect the pocketbook of all working families. Recalling the struggles of her own parents, she knew that every dollar counts when raising a family. That is why she made sure city government was transparent and accountable. In 2002, Senator Garcia was elected to the Harris County Commissioner's Court, the first Hispanic and first woman to be elected in her own right to the office. She continued her advocacy for working families and made certain that Harris County took care of its most vulnerable, all while making certain Harris County led the way for new jobs and economic development. Active in the Houston community, Senator Garcia has served on more than 25 community boards and commissions, including the San Jacinto Girl Scouts, the Houston Hispanic Forum, the American Leadership Forum, Battleship Texas, and the Museum of Fine Arts here in Houston. Senator Garcia has been named Humanitarian of the Year by the National Conference of Communities and Justice and chosen as one of Houston's 25 Power People by Inside Houston magazine. She is also a recipient of the Texas Women's University Board of Regents Women of Distinction Award, the Hispanic Scouting Distinguished Citizen Award from the Sam Houston Area Council Boy Scouts of America, and the Board Award from the San Jacinto Girl Scouts. Senator Sylvia Garcia has dedicated her life to her community and to public service. Just like her parents believed in her future, she believes in the future of Texas families that depend on a quality education for each and every one of their children. Please join me in welcoming Senator Sylvia Garcia.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. You read that just like I wrote it. No, seriously, it is a great treat for me to be here tonight, and to Dr. Brown and the chair of the Board of Regents and all the members of the platform tonight. Thank you all for inviting me tonight. I've been in and around Baytown so many years throughout my public service career that I'm really not quite sure why it took you all so long to get me to come here to talk to graduates. Because quite frankly, I love being a part of commencement ceremonies because it's always so much excitement in the air. There is a sense that anything is possible from here on out. And yes, sometimes you might just hear that phone ring or the child cry, but you know what? That's what makes this ceremony a real ceremony. There is such a sense of accomplishment and confidence because you worked hard and you earned your education, and no one gave it to you, did they? You earned it. A degree is unique in that way. No one can give it to you, and no one can take it away from you. It's earned, and once you've earned it, it's yours, and nobody can take it away from you. Once you've attained it, it's a part of you. So now that you've earned it, you all are thinking, what's next? And I'm here to tell you tonight, graduates, that this degree will open the doors for you because you will have many possibilities, many of which you may never would have dreamed of. And quite frankly, many of us here at the platform and many in the audience started the same way. So I'll tell you a little bit more about myself. What Dr. Brown said is true. I grew up poor. I'm one of 10 children. Now that doesn't happen too often anymore, but 10 is a lot of people. And I grew up in a very small farming community. In fact, if you all know McNair compared to us is a big city. Because in Palito Blanco, the South Texas farming community where I grew up, only in the good times did we hit a population of about 55. Yes, you heard me right, less than 100 people. Now, I don't want anybody here rushing to get home to get a map to look up Palito Blanco, because I'm going to assure you, you're not going to find it. Google Earth, however, finds everything, right? You want to learn something these days, you go to Google. So you will see that it's not a city, town, or village, but it is the home of many hardworking people, and that's where I grew up. And I can tell you that being in a city, in an area that has less than 100 people has many advantages. For example, I always like to brag at graduations like this that I graduated in the top 14 in my class. Of course, you all know the punchline. There was only 14 in my class. And then when my nieces or nephews get in trouble with a traffic ticket, I like to tell them, I just can't believe you got a ticket. I never got a ticket when I grew up. But of course, we had not one traffic light. So yes, growing up was very simple. But I can tell you that when I was growing up, I really only had two very simple dreams. And one of them came from a time when I was picking cotton, because yes, growing up on a farm, you got to do your share of the chores. So I have picked cotton, I have baled hay, I have chopped cotton, you name it, I've done it on a farm. I've even milked cows. And one day I was out working in the field in the blistering sun, and all I could really think about was this dream of someday working in an air-conditioned building. Now, I didn't know what I wanted to be. I just knew whatever it was, I wanted it to be indoors, not outdoors. Then another day I remember when I had the second dream. I was really very sick. And in our community, there was no doctors. Obviously, we didn't even have a traffic light. You know we didn't have any doctors. So whenever you got sick, you went to what's called a curandera. those of you who may not know what that is in Spanish, it means a healer, where you would go and get home remedies and they would try to do something to make you well. Well, my daddy had taken me to the curandera, but nothing worked. I was feverish. I was really very sick. So my daddy put me in his pickup truck and drove me into town and took me to the county clinic. And there I stood in line to get a shot. And I remember even at that young age thinking that someday I wanted to grow up to make sure that kids didn't have to stand in line just to get a shot. It didn't make sense to me that in this great country of ours, that little kids would be forced to stand in line to get a shot. So that was just two simple dreams. I wanted to work in an air-conditioned building, and I wanted to help people not to have to stand in line to get a shot. Lucky for me, my parents were very supportive, and they believed in me. They knew that I could do it. Their advice was very simple, and parents, I'm sure that's advice that you may have shared with the graduates tonight. They told me to work hard, to get an education, and to always believe in God, and that, in turn, I would be rewarded. Both parents pushed us, every single one of us. In fact, when my youngest brother, number 10, graduated from high school, my mother was given a certificate by the school district because we were the largest size family, Dr. Brown, in our district, where all kids graduated from high school. That was my mother's proudest moment. Just like I'm sure today, for many of you, this is a proud moment. But imagine that if in Texas, in our great state, every family could brag that every single child of theirs graduated from high school, that really would be a proud moment for all of us. So when I headed to college at Texas Women's University, I arrived there with my two simple dreams, and quite frankly, a little nervous and little anxiety, because I'd never been away from home. But I knew that if I worked hard and got the education and believed in God, just like my parents told me, that I would be able to succeed. So I got my first degree in social work, and sometimes I wonder why I picked social work, but I think it's because I like making home visits and talking and talking to people and helping people. So I worked real hard, and now I know that many of you graduates have probably struggled just like I did, or maybe even worse. So I'm sure that your parents helped you and gave you strong advice to make sure that you could reach this milestone. I'm sure that many of you may have had some financial sacrifices, and maybe some of you ate more ramen noodles or taquitos than you ever want to count anymore. But I'm sure that it was worth it, wasn't it? Because now you're here. Some of you probably had to juggle classes and a job, and maybe even a family at home. But no matter who you are or where you come from, tonight you're all very equal, because that's the beauty of education. It's the great equalizer for Americans. Whether you come from Old Baytown or New Baytown or McNair or Palito Blanco, you're all equal now. You have an education and you have a shot at the American dream. So whether your father is a plant manager or a welder, or you were raised by a single mom, inside of a classroom, you can achieve anything you can set your mind to. And as trite as it might sound, it truly is a place where the sky is the limit. I went from being a social worker to attending law school to becoming a legal aid attorney to later running for office. I never planned any of that. You work hard and you work hard and you work hard. I wanted to help people on a grand scale, and I wanted to ensure that everybody had a fair shot at the American dream. So that's why I always continued my education, and that's why today in the Texas Senate, I fight hard to make sure that kids do get a good education and that kids do have a shot at the American dream. and I continue to fight to make sure that kids don't have to stand in line to get a shot. So my friends, I'm also fighting to ensure that Lee College and Goose Creek ISD and all the universities and schools in this area get the resources they need to make sure that we can get a good quality education for everyone. That's my passion, and it drives me every day. Sometimes my staff tells me, slow down, but you know what? I can't until I make sure that everyone has a fair shot at that American dream, because that is the promise of America. So I encourage you graduates to do the same. Find something that you can be passionate about. Find something where you can make your mark on this world. So tonight, I congratulate all the parents here tonight, because I know that without your help, these graduates would not be here tonight. I know that you proudly share this moment with them. And I further challenge all of you to keep dreaming, continue on your path, and reach for more. Do and dare. There should never be a time in your life where you're not trying something challenging. Do not get complacent. It is the challenge that stretches you and shows you what you can become. Dare to get out of your comfort zone and stretch yourself. And along the way, do not be discouraged by failure. I lost elections 2 times before I won the 3rd one. For me, the 3rd one was the charm. You can be discouraged, but you must continue to set your goals and work hard, because from every failure, you can learn something. Success isn't possible without without you knowing that there's a possibility that you could fail. And with both success and failure, always remember, either one is temporary. Use your will. Often the difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack of will. To succeed, you must desire to succeed more than you desire anything else. If you want to succeed, that's got to be your primary goal. Successful people aren't stronger than others, and they aren't necessarily smarter than others, but they have to have more desire than others. They have a burning desire, so they will make sure they'll get their goals realized. Finally, desire is important, but it is commitment and determination that allow you to ultimately succeed. So graduates, congratulations again, and may you stretch your dreams to the limit to ensure that you achieve the highest success. Thank you again. Merry Christmas and Godspeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator Garcia. At this time, I'd like to invite up Dr. Christina Ponce for a very special presentation.
Senator Garcia, you have done so much for our region and our state. Tonight, we would like to honor you with an endowed student scholarship in your name to help educate thousands of students at Lee College for years to come. Thank you so much for.
At this time, Lee College's Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Donetta Souchon, will come forward to recognize several outstanding students and the awards and honors that they have achieved. Dr. Souchon?
Board of Regents, President Brown, faculty members, candidates for graduation, students, guests, and family members. It is my pleasure to present an outstanding group of students to you today. First, in accord with Lee College tradition, we recognize the students who will graduate with the highest grade point average. To be eligible for this distinction, students must earn associate degrees from Lee College and must complete at least 50% of the coursework for their degrees at Lee College. Today, we recognize those who completed the requirements for associate degrees with perfect 4.0s. As I call your name, please stand if you are present. Audience, please hold your applause until all the names are called. Jessica Barron. David Cedillo. Daniel Michael Hainstein. Brett Lewis King. Hannah Michelle Larson. And Shelley Nelson. Please give these students a hand. Lee College awards scholarships to some of its best students so that they can continue their education at transfer institutions. These scholarships, which have a combined value of more than $6,000, demonstrate this community's and this college's commitment to higher education. One of the oldest of the awards and scholarships given to Lee College graduates is the Gertrude Teeter Scholarship. The Gertrude Teeter Scholarship is conferred each year on the top female liberal arts graduate. This year, we confer this scholarship on Hannah Larson. Thank you very much. We'll continue the ceremony.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sushon. All right, it's that time of the program. Everybody get ready. I'd like to invite up Scott Bennett, who will join me in certifying you as graduates. Scott?
Oh, thank you. All right. Will the candidates who are to receive Associate of Arts in Teaching, Associate of Science, Associate of Applied Science degrees, and certificates of completion, please rise.
That's everybody.
That's all of you. Yeah. President Brown, I hereby certify to you that these candidates have fulfilled the requirements for the appropriate degrees and certificates, and I recommend them to you.
By the power vested in me by the Lee College Board of Regents and by this great state of Texas, I award to each of you the appropriate degree and certificate of completion. Congratulations. Some instructions, okay? As you're led up to come up to the stage, and you walk up to the stage as you hand your card to the individual that will read your name, when you arrive right here where I'm going to be standing, I'm going to shake your hand, I'm going to give you your diploma, and we're going to look at the photographer, and we're going to have the best smile because everybody wants to see that in the photo. All right? So that's kind of the instructions. So I think we're ready.
Kimberly Alexandria Tolliver. Shelley A. Nelson, summa cum laude. Rishalia Shantara Smith. Letitia Veronica Alanis. Alexis Roel Alanis. Okay. Ashley Marie Alanis. Mate Yoshaline Alvarez. Taylor Diane Ambler. Jordan Lee Andrews. Hugo Unguiero, 2 degrees. Miguel A. Arenas. Noah Eluin Argelis Garza, cum laude. Tanisha Latoya Arvey. Rebecca Banda. Shelby Renee Barnett, 2 degrees. Jessica Simone Barron. Latoya Lachelle Bell. Dalia Mandita Bentinez. Derek Bennett. Jarvis Booker, 2 degrees. Kendall Sky Burrell. Jared Gabrielle Bradford. Monica Ashley Bravo. Adam Cabriero. David Abraham Cabrales. Gabriela Cabrales. Esperanza Cardenas, cum laude. Jessica Maria Cardenas. Eva Castellanos. Jason Castillo. Nympha Castro. Jose Guadalupe Cavazos. David Sadillo, summa cum laude. Juan M. Cedillo Mendoza. Stephen C. Cheney. Samuel Joseph Clegg. Christina Marie Cleveland. Joshua Albert Contreras. Reglio Corona. Cameron Ryan Creeks. Dora Maria Crespo Baida, cum laude. Angela May Crockett, cum laude. Nicholas Brandon Cruz. Luis Alberto Cuevas. Leticia Shanta Daniels. Ronnie L. Daniels, cum laude. Aliso Aaron Davila. Taylor Renee Davis, cum laude. Jose Antonia de la Cruz, 2 degrees. Lonnie D. Delahoussaye. Kayla Yvonne Dillard. Alexis Lauren Dominique. Ellis James Dorrance. Jerry Day Tuarte. Shannon Nicole Duncan, summa cum laude. Letitia Linzette Eden. Jorge Murillo Avecchiera, magna cum laude. Ariel Edwards. Ethan Thomas Edwards. Raven Lashane Elliott. Michael Allen Inc. Jared David Irwin. Jessica Geneva Escamilla, 2 degrees. Roxana Escobar, 2 degrees. Elizabeth Estrada. Caroline Julia Flaherty. Jalen Christopher Frederick. Zachary Wayne Frieja. Jaylene Garcia. Kendrick Jermaine Garrett. Okay. Jamie Lee Garza, 2 degrees. Myra Yvette Garza. Selma A. Garza. Jamaricus Judon Glenn, magna cum laude. Anthony Byron Gloucester, Jr. George Lee Gold. Aubrey Denise Gomez. Dee Dee Michelle Graham. Craig Nevin Guerra. Zachary Rashad Gidry.
Brittany Ann Hamilton, cum laude. Daniel Michael Hanstein, magna cum laude. Hunter Paxson Hargrave, summa cum laude. Trenton Dale Hart. William Joseph Hergemuller. Hannah Elise Henderson. Richard Allen Henderson. Karen Arlene Hernandez. Mauricio Hernandez Flores, 2 degrees. Hannah Madison Hook. Saida Huerta. Ramon Rene Jimenez. Crystal Jackson. Chard Joseph. Dakota Luray Joseph, cum laude. Joseph Francois Jean. Eric Douglas Justice, cum laude. Sheena Kaushik. Brett Lewis King, summa cum laude. Hannah Michelle Larson, summa cum laude. Bernardo Leal. Raymond Huron Livingston. Gordon E. Loggins. Gloria Longorio. Alexandria Magallon. Marroquin? Marroquin. John Martin Marroquin. Ryan J. Marshall. Patricia Marie Martinez. Robert Rene Martinez. Haley Marie Matheson, cum laude. Landon Joseph Matthew. Jessica Marlon Mendoza, 2 degrees. Mercedes Mercer Taylor, cum laude. Jacob Lee Miller, merit, magna cum laude. Sammy Leanna Myers. Dalton Lee Miller. Jaquarius Devon Molecue. Miguel Angel Montez. Judith Victoria Moore, cum laude. Whitney Chantal Moore. Celeste Lucia Moreno, cum laude. Yoreli Moreno. Justin Derek Morgan. Camila Mott. Amy Napolis. Keandra Kenile Nash. Justin Nelson. Andrea Oliveras. Gabriela Margarita Ortiz. Adalia Pagan. Gina Marie Pagan. Diana Lynn Paul. Christian Celeste Perez, cum laude. Eric Perez. Cynthia Rose Pazana. Autumn Parham Poole. Maribel Pulido. Carrie Ann Randall, magna cum laude. Lisa K. Redding. Norissa Reed. Martin Resendez Jr., 2 degrees. Hunter Michael Robinson.
Michelle Rocha Brianna. Okay. Rosenda Rodriguez. Stephanie Linez Rodriguez. Kevin Ross. Crystal Nicole Ross. Drake Orlando Salinas. Gift Sampson. Carlos Javier Sanchez. Christian Jesus Sanchez. Jesse H. Sanchez, 2 degrees. John Edward Sanchez. Heather M. Sandel. Mark Shaw. Stephen P. Shea. Quinn Anthony Shoemaker. Mireya Sierra. Ryan Thomas Skinner. Giselle Abdel Sprecher. John M. Stewart. Yvonne St. Prix. Leticia Garcia Thompson. Warren Tilson. Priscilla M. Torres. Yvonne Marie Torres is Irizarry. Dahlia Stephanie Trejo. Brenda Louise Trigg. Sky Erin Nicole Tuther. Andrew Young. Ana Karen Valdez. Guadalupe Valencia. Alex Vasquez. Ariana Vasquez. Eric Alexander Vielma. Alyssa Villarreal. Keith Allen Vinson, summa cum laude. Cody Edward Vitello. Adam Michael Waller. Anna Elaine Walters. Andrew James Warner. Jacob Joe West. Carrie Lynn Williams, cum laude. Christina D. Williams. Felicia Ann Walker Williams. James Aaron Williams. Tyler Nicole Woodward. Kevin Wayne York. Joyce Lynn Zapata. Ermaine Zilta. Kayana Faith Maxey. Christian Bailey. Sherelle Thomas.
Let's give all of our graduates a warm congratulations. like to invite up now for our benediction, Miss Rochelia Chantiera Smith. Rochelia.
I would like everyone to please bow your heads as I say this prayer. May God's blessing follow you all as you find new journeys to travel. May you walk safely along the pathways of your dreams. May his gentle hand guide the decisions you will make and the passions that you follow. May your hearts and lives always reflect his love and truth, and may hope be a light within you that you carry into each new day. Amen.
Thank you very much, Rochelia. Okay, students, one more task before we finish. We're going to move the tassel, but not yet. So if I can get all the graduates to stand up. This is a tradition that is old as, I think, the very first graduation. So put your hand on your tassel. All right, ready? You're going to move your tassel from the right to the left, right now. You may be seated. Graduates, congratulations. I forgot there's one more thing you got to do, but you're going to want to do this. I forgot. You got to stand up one more time. Turn around and thank everybody who was here tonight. Audience, Lee College has a very special tradition that's been around for a very long time. And so I would ask all of our audience members to remain seated. The platform party, led by Dr. Dale Adams, and our faculty are going to form the Walk of Honor. And so, audience, if you would remain in your seats, graduates, in one moment, once we get all lined up, we are going to honor you as you leave this arena as graduates of Lee College. Congratulations once again.
Hallelujah chorus. Page, yeah, same book. Page 22. Page 22. All right. 1, 2, 3.